What's up? Today, man, my friend Raheem hit me up, and he was like, man, we should talk about this UFC event coming up, 273, on a podcast or some shit, or just talk to it. You know, I'm like, is a podcast, you got to get like some fancy equipment and shit and get a like table and get a microphone, or can I just talk to this damn camera? You know what I mean? That's how I'm feeling right now. So I just want to go over UFC 273 because you guys may or may not know. I don't know if I really even talked about it too much, but I'm a big MMA fan, but I'm a big like UFC fan actually because I like the way UFC fucking tells the stories of the fighters. You know what I mean? I think that shit's mad interesting. They do a really good job because they do like vlogs on fight week. They do this thing called UFC Countdown. And they just like show the fighters' lives. And I don't know, they just do a good job of storytelling. So I get really into it. I'm always checking the media. I'm always Googling UFC and shit. And just reading about these fighters. I don't know, it's really interesting. I'm just a big fan, so whatever. You guys should check it. You know, it's popular as fuck. So I mean, I imagine a lot of you guys are fans too. But if you're not, shit, check it out. It's fucking dope. Anyway, we're going to go over some of the fights. This is something I've never done before on my channel, but I'm like, screw it. I want to go over it. And for the people that are fans, or if you're soon to be a fan of it, it's just really fun to talk about. I feel like it just brings people together because, I don't know, it's a really good, cool, common interest to have. Like if you just meet somebody on the streets, or not necessarily on the streets, but anywhere, I swear, if you guys both watch UFC and you guys are fans, like watch how fast you'll connect. You'll be like, oh shit. You guys will start talking about your favorite fighters. You'll start, I don't know, I don't know, it's interesting. A lot of my friends all my friends love this shit. So I'm always talking about it with them, talking about it with my dad, everybody. All right? It's just cool, trust me. Whatever, man. Anyway, let's just go over the fight. I'm just passionate about this shit, all right? I'm just going to go over the main card. And you know what? I don't know who I'm very respectful. I'm not about to be cursing and talking about, I don't know who this guy is though. I don't want to say it like that. I was going to say I don't know who the fuck he is, but I've never heard of him before. Vink Pitchell. It's a V-I-N-C. Vink Pitchell. And then we got Mark Madsen. Vink Pitchell is 14-2. Mark Madsen is 11-0. People like to say records don't matter. I like to say they do. It's a good first impression right now to gauge. This one, who the hell knows? I'm going to just go with Mark Madsen because I like that he's undefeated. That 11-0 is nice. But, Vink, I'm going to be like, hey, he's a bit more experienced. He's got more fights. He's got some losses too. So maybe he learned from those losses and he's like, hey, I'm about to teach this guy something he doesn't know. He's never had a loss. I'm about to put him through that. But I like to see those guys that got I like to see them keep it. So, Mark Madsen, 12-0, let's get it. All right, next fight, women's strawweight. Strawweight that's 115 pounds. We've got, am I right? Yeah, definitely. Strawweight is 115 pounds. We got Mackenzie Dern versus Tecia Torres. So Mackenzie Dern is like a really good jiu-jitsu grappler chick. She be submitting motherfuckers. She be getting behind the back. Even I just watched the press conference. That's what she was threatening to Tecia. She was like, what are you going to do when I get on your back and start choking you? Ticia's like, good luck trying. We know what's up. I think you're going to have a hard time with my wrestling. And her hands, man. Her nickname is the Tiny Tornado. So she be coming with the flurries. I like her because she's tenacious. She be grinding. She be like walking him down, coming with a bunch of punches, doing like double spinning back fists, and then jump into a double leg takedown. So she's wild. I like it. To be honest, I'd like to see Tecia win. I'm going for Tecia. And she was talking that talk at the press conference. She was like, yo, she was like, you know what? Mackenzie's cool. She's top. This is what she said. She was asked where does she rank amongst all the fighters that she's fought. She was like, I put her like right in the middle. She's not great. She's not bad. I faced the toughest of the tough. I faced all the champions. She's nobody. I'm gonna run right. You know, she's I'm gonna run right through her. You know, she's confident as shit. So I like Tisha though. Like I said, I like her tenacity. I think she's a beast. I'm going with Tisha Torres. Now, fucking welterweight, 170 pounds. We got Gilbert Burns versus Khamzat Chimaev. The Boars, the Wolf. Listen, this one is probably the most. I think this is the most anticipated one on the freaking card. Everybody loves Khamzat Chimaev. Everybody loves Khamzat Chimaev. If you don't know who he is, he's 10-0 right now, but he's a beast. He has got like 4 fights in the UFC and he's untouched. Like he's just went out and destroyed his opponents in the first round. He only has like 2 significant strikes landed on him, like in the record books or in the books of the stats. There's only been 2 punches landed on him, and it was from when he's on top of somebody and they might be like just punching upwards trying to defend themselves. So he's pretty much untouched. He's like flawless victory Mortal Kombat guy right now, and he's about it. He's got like this attitude where he wants to fucking be there. Like he'll be like, the cage is my home. I'm home, brother. This is where I'm home. I feel at home in the cage. But you know, people say that, but like you can just watch this guy. He fucking wants to be there. I used to wrestle. And I remember, you know, I would get nervous before matches. Like I wasn't overly excited to fucking go out there and wrestle. I had a level of anxiety. I had a level of nervousness that made me like, holy shit. You know, I wouldn't mind if that guy, they had a forfeit, like their guy didn't show up, or I had nobody to wrestle this match, or I got to buy. I wouldn't mind that shit. But there's some guys that are there to fucking wrestle. Like, I remember laughing with my friend, my homie Enzo. These guys came all the way from fucking, like, Hawaii or fucking Polynesia to fucking Las Vegas, Nevada to join one of our tournaments. And I was like, these motherfuckers traveled all the way over from there to wrestle. I'm like, yo, these guys came to wrestle. Like, they want to be here. That's how Chimaev is. He wants to be there. He's like, yo. He calls himself the Boar, stands for the wolf. He calls himself the wolf. He's like, I'm hungry, brother. I want to eat. I want to kill everybody. That's how he talks. Now, I know I'm talking a bunch about Khamzat Chimaev because I want you to know what the hell you're getting into. Like, this is who this guy is. If you didn't know about him, that's who he is. If you know about him, you know the fuck I'm talking about. All right, he's 10-0, undefeated, just slaughtering all his opponents. First round finishes all of them. He's untouched. Beam. He's a beast. All right, but he hasn't fought like highly ranked opponents, so he definitely passes the eye test. You're like, holy shit, he's a savage like I've never seen before, and he's a beast. Oh my god, he's a beast physically. He wrestles guys and then smashes them on the floor. He's knocked out a guy with 1 punch, literally walked across the cage, punched him 1 time, knocked him out. So he's still a bit of a mystery. We don't know exactly how good he is because he's fairly new to the UFC and he demolished his opponents in the first rounds, but he didn't face like the highest level opponents. So that brings in Gilbert Burns, his opponent, which is like number 2 in welterweight. He's challenged the champion, almost knocked the champion out, almost became champion that night. So he's fought the who's who of the division, and he's a beast. You know, Gilbert Burns is at the top. So pretty much he's a great test for Chimaev to see if Khamzat Chimaev is actually that motherfucker that your eyes are telling you that he is, and your intuition is telling you that he is. All right? So that's that fight. That's what's at stake for that fight. Khamzat Chimaev is trying to, just prove that he's that dude and against anybody, because he's like, I don't care what rank you are. I don't care if you're number 1 or 2. I'm going to smash you. I'm going to demolish you. So he's going to try and prove that. Gilbert Burns, he's trying to stop the hype train. He's like, yo, Khamzat Chimaev, yeah, he's done some cool things, but he ain't never faced nobody like me. Everybody he's faced wasn't even necessarily top 10. He's not ready for me. I'm going to show you guys what's up. I'm the real veteran. The odds are crazy on that fucking fight. Gilbert Burns is a massive underdog. He's like a plus 400 or something crazy like that. All right, moving on to the next fight. Damn, I got a lot of storytelling to do because if you haven't watched this stuff, it's like, damn, I got to tell you the background because it's very nice to know what's at stake and the storylines going into these fights. So the next fight, the co-main event, is Aljamain Sterling versus Peter Yan. Aljamain Sterling is the champion, okay? But this is a rematch. But Aljamain Sterling is the champion because Peter Yan was champion when they last fought. He disqualified himself. So Aljamain Sterling won the belt via disqualification. Okay? So he won the belt not necessarily by like winning it, but kind of like Peter Yan fucking up, disqualifying himself, and he loses his championship belt to Aljamain Sterling. What happened was he threw an illegal knee at a downed opponent. So Aljamain Sterling was down, and Peter Yan threw an illegal knee. The fight was going in Peter Yan's favor because Aljamain Sterling was pretty much gassed out. He put in a lot of... He looked like he had an amazing output in rounds 1 and 2, and it looked like he started to fatigue by rounds 3 and 4. And Peter Yan seemed like he was reserving his energy in the early rounds and then turning it on in rounds 3 and 4. So as Aljamain was coming down, Peter Yan was going up, and it was showing. So it was going in Peter Yan's favor. Even Aljamain will admit that. He attributed that lack of cardio, that lack of energy to a failed weight cut pretty much. He cut too much weight or did not... He just didn't cut weight properly, or he didn't rehydrate properly, one of the two, maybe both. And he just said it severely affected his performance. He said he usually has the level of... It's not like he's like, I have that cardio. Like, it's not that I got tired, I need to train more, I need to run more and build my cardio and build my endurance up. He's like, no, I have that. It was just strictly because of the weight cut. So he thinks he can put on that performance that he did in the early rounds throughout the whole fight and not fatigue this time, because he's going to do his weight cut right. Because he was doing good in the first 2 rounds. You know, he was active, he was landing, he was doing some cool things. So, yeah, but Peter Yan, people are looking at it like, yo, Peter Yan's a fucking beast. He's a savage, man. He's just an amazing striker, Muay Thai striker, specialist, and he's just, man, he fights, like Israel Adesanya likes to say, he fights with the, I'm over here trying to quote him and forgot what the hell he says. He fights with guns pretty much, man. Like, he just be bang, bang. Like, his punches come out. It's like dynamite shoots out of his back. He fights with his finger on the trigger. He's just ready to fucking bow, bow, shoot at you. Ready every time. Like, you throw something, he's ready to counter, and he's ready to keep blasting that thing. If one hits, he's like, 2 can hit. If 2 can hit 3, 4, he'll combo the hell out of you. So Peter Yan's a freaking savage. He's a demon, and he was winning the fight. And it looked like he was going to keep his belt until he disqualified himself with the illegal knee. So that's the storyline going into that one. Peter Yan is like, yo, I'm about to show you who the real champ is. You're a clown. I don't think he's a clown, but he's like, Peter Yan is like, yo, you're a clown. You know, you got this belt this way, and you're celebrating like you're the champion. You didn't even win it, you know, and you were going to lose. Aljamain Sterling is like, fuck you. You disqualified yourself. I didn't do shit. You fucking kneed me in the face illegally. And then they fucking said, they gave me the fucking belt. Fuck you. Why'd you do that? You know, so he's cool, you know. You got to respect him. This Aljamain Sterling is like, I want to say 18-3. Let me look at it. No, fuck that. He's 20-3. He's a beast. And he just got put in a shitty situation. So don't fucking not be a fan of Aljamain Sterling. He's a beast. Come on. Yeah, they're going at it. That's a really, people want to see that shit. That's a coveted event. What's the word I'm really looking for? That is an anticipated event. People really want to see that. All right, and then we got the main event, Alexander Volkanovski versus the Korean Zombie. Listen, you got to give Alexander Volkanovski his credit, okay? Because even I wasn't giving him his credit until I really looked into the dude. He's 23-1. But listen though, you gotta hear, he used to play rugby. So he's like, man, how tall is this guy? He's 5'5". But he used to play rugby, and he was like 200 pounds plus 200 plus pounds. He was like me, because I'm 5'6", and I was like 213 pounds at one point. So he was just me, big as fuck at 200 pounds, and he was playing rugby. He decides he wants to do MMA. So he fights at featherweight, which is 145 pounds. So his MMA history is he won his first not UFC. He just won his first MMA fight. I think he lost his second one. He either won his first 2 and then lost the next one, or lost one and then won one, lost one. Whatever the case, he's only lost once. Then he went on to a damn 22 fight win streak. But listen, that loss was at 170 pounds. He fights at 145. So he was cutting from 200 pounds down. He stopped at 170 to probably start his MMA career. Took a loss at that weight. Came down to 145 pounds. Hasn't lost ever since. Dude is 23-1. and he's a champion. He's beaten some legends. He beat Jose Aldo. He knocked Chad Mendez out. These guys are beasts. He what else did he do? Obviously he beat Max Holloway twice. Those were close fights. It was weird. I was at the first one. Listen to this, man. I got a story. I was at the first one live. Kamaru Usman was main eventing versus Colby Covington. Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski was the co-main event, and Max Holloway was the champ. Everybody loves Max Holloway. They fought, and after the fight, I thought Max Holloway won. Maybe I was just biased because I like Max Holloway too. But it was like 50-45, like unanimous decision, meaning like they almost gave all the rounds to Alex Volkanovski. So it was like a no question. He won the fight. But my eyes said, I thought Max won the fight. And then I was sitting next to Javier Mendez. Javier Mendez is Khabib's coach, Khabib Nurmagomedov's coach. I was sitting next to him, and I saw him, and I was like, yo, who do you think won that fight? He was like, I thought Max won it. So I was like, I know I'm not crazy. Like, I do, you gotta, I've got to trust his opinion too. Like, he's got a fucking valuable opinion. He's earned his opinion. So I thought that was interesting. But whatever. That's who That's who Alexander Volkanovski is. He's a stud. He's a beast. Beat Max Holloway twice. Beat Brian Ortega. Oh my God, the way he beat Brian Ortega, like, you gotta respect the fuck out of this man because he put himself in dangerous positions. He didn't care. He was like, I don't care what your strength is. I'm going to put myself in a position where your strength can, like, it's still not going to finish me. That's what happened because Brian Ortega got him in a mounted guillotine choke, squeezed the hell out of him. He popped out of that shit. And this Brian Ortega is a goddamn jiu-jitsu specialist. He didn't get him. But then Alexander Volkanovski gets on top of him and he starts freaking throwing crazy ground and pound. And Brian Ortega, his nickname is T-City, which stands for Triangle City, Triangle Choke. He threw his fucking triangle choke up and got Alexander Volkanovski in a triangle choke. And I'm just like, why are you swarming him, Alex? Like, that's his only chance to win. Like, if you're swarming him, that's like, you're literally putting yourself into his jiu-jitsu. You're putting yourself into his strong suit. He did it anyway. Got out of the triangle choke, continued to stay in that mounted position and go again. Brian tried to throw up another triangle choke. He just kept going and getting out of it and keep, beating him up from there. It was like, damn, this guy's relentless. He's not backing out of nothing. He wants to fight. So you gotta respect all these fighters. Like, it takes a different person to fucking go and fight. But when they get to these high of levels, guys, these guys are always walking around sore. Like, they do bodybuilding. Like, bodybuilders can't complain. Because, like, put it like this, a bodybuilder just gotta, shred. They gotta diet for, 8 weeks or whatever. They do some cardio. Fighters gotta go fucking diet. They gotta do their cardio. They gotta go train. They gotta fucking cut the weight too. They gotta do all this crazy shit. So they gotta do everything we gotta do, but 6 more things. So, it's just like, holy shit. You gotta respect them. But yeah, so Alexander, the champion, he's going up against the Korean Zombie. To be honest, I don't know too much about him. I don't know too much about Korean Zombie. I know that he's a legend. He's a legend too in his own right, for sure. He's got a big following, a cult following. People fuck with Korean Zombie. His style is in his name. You can't get rid of him. He just keeps coming at you with fucking savagery. So that's what I know about him. But I didn't get into UFC, watching UFC when he was really running shit. Or, a main contender. I kind of got in after that, and he's come back since, and yeah, I just haven't seen much of him. But yeah, so I forgot to pick these fights. Listen, I'm gonna say this is crazy. The Korean Zombie is a major underdog too, plus 500. Aljamain Sterling, the guy that just shit. I don't even want to say. Aljamain Sterling is a plus 400, and Gilbert Burns is a plus 400. If you bet on those 3 underdogs to win, $100 will get you $15,000. And if you added Tisha Torres, just somebody else in there, that shit would get you $29,000 or $23,000 or $29,000. I forget. That's how crazy these guys are underdogs. But I don't think any of them deserve to be that much of an underdog at all. But I'm gonna pick. Let me pick. I'm gonna pick real quick. So I said Mark Madsen, Tisha Torres. Khamzat Chimaev seems like that fucking dude. He seems like that beast, but Gilbert Burns is a savage. He got hands, and his jiu-jitsu, are you going to be able to take him down like you think you are? What if you're not and you have to stand on the feet? Anything can happen on the feet. So I'm like, why are you thinking that Gilbert Burns deserves to be that big of an underdog? Like, that's not a bad bet. And Khamzat Chimaev isn't tested. That's not a bad bet. But I'd like to see Khamzat win. He's 10-0. I like the storylines of him winning. He's got some savage things to do. He's got some cool goals, and I like to see greatness. Like, I like to see that. So I'm going for Khamzat. Fucking Aljamain Sterling, Peter Yan. Listen, all that fight is like Creed 2. It's literally like Creed 2. If you've seen Creed 2, Michael B. Johnson or Michael B. Jordan or Michael B. Johnson, I forget. He's fighting some big Russian dude. It's like heavyweight championship. He's fighting some big Russian dude that's been training his whole fucking life, ready to just beat anybody's ass. All right, he goes into that fight as the champion. He gets his ass beat. But the Russian guy does an illegal move, disqualifies himself. He like hits him in the back of his head while he's going down, does something illegal. So even though Michael B. Jordan got his ass whooped, he retained his belt. Then he wants to do the rematch. Everybody's like, why you want to do the rematch? He got beat up. I mean, that guy's scary. He beat you up. Why would you want to do the rematch with him? But he's like, nah, I want to do the rematch. I have to. And then he comes and he beats the Russian dude. Now, listen, that's how I'm looking at that co-main event, but then I'm like, listen, bro, that's Peter fucking Yan. I'm like, nah, he's going to silence all that shit. He's just that dude. Peter Yan, I think Peter Yan is that dude. I think he proved it to me in his last fight. He's proved it to me. I just see it. I see it. He's a fucking savage. Like, Peter Yan, the way he fights, he's a tank. He covers up so well, but he blasts fast missiles at you. Fast missiles, like, automatic missiles quick, and they reload quick. Like, he's a tank. You can't damage him, but he damages you. And he only gets, it's almost, then he turns into a fucking, just a savage warrior. He takes the tank shit off and just turns into a goddamn fast brawler. And just, it's crazy the way he fights. So I think not. Peter Yan, I think he's just on a different level. And I gotta go with Alexander Volkanovski in the main event. I don't know enough about Korean Zombie. I know he's nice, but like I said, I gotta give Alexander his respect. He seems like he's ready. But I'll tell you what, man, I think this could be a night of upsets, because those crazy ass odds, I feel like if one of them lose, like if Khamzat loses, I'd be like, yo, that means Peter Yan and Korean Zombie, and Volkanovski's losing. I'd be like, somebody's getting paid. Somebody's gonna hit that 3-leg parlay for plus 15,000 odds. I'm like, all right. But if I had to choose, I think the favorites are winning. I don't think anybody's cashing in on that. I hope they do, because I wouldn't mind any of those other guys winning. They're all really cool. I like storylines, man. I can see all their storylines. This is all dope. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Maybe next time I'll do this with some of my friends. That was supposed to be the idea, but I was just like, everybody's busy. Everybody's busy, so I'm like, fuck it. Couldn't make it. I'm like, I'm gonna just do it. I'm just mess around, Something I'm real passionate about. I feel like I can talk to anybody about this shit. So, yeah, let me know. Let me know what you think. If anything, just ask me some questions, man. I'll answer any questions too with this same setup. It's crazy. I didn't even eat. I don't know if people be doing fucking mukbangs because, bro, I can't eat and talk. I can't eat and talk, so I need to eat this. This is my last meal. It's my last meal of the day. And I hit the gym and I hit it hard. I'm sore as fuck and I'm beat. So I need to get this protein in and the rice too. I need all of it. But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think, if you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this talk, I hope you did. I hope you guys are all like MMA fans. But yeah, we could talk about anything. Ask me some questions. I want to do a Q&A, but I want to answer some just questions anyway in separate videos. Just really break shit down. Let's talk. Peace out. Much love. Good luck.